Stacey Abrams is back in the race for the governor of Georgia, and she wants to clear the air on a couple of important points as she starts her campaigning on whether she conceded after the last gubernatorial election and the All-Star Game controversy.
She sat down with our Hope Ford less than 24 hours after her announcement on what she plans to do differently this time around.
Entering the ring, Governor Brian Kemp.
I've been preparing for this fight for 3 years.
And Stacey Abrams.
My focus is always on fighting for Georgia.
Once again, the gloves are off.
We have a current governor who has failed the people of Georgia.
In 3 years, the two didn't miss out on what the other was doing, or for Abrams, what she says Kemp isn't doing.
If he were sitting here instead of me right now, what would you have to say to him?
Expand Medicaid.
Right off the bat.
That's the linchpin. We're in the midst of a pandemic where only half of our state is vaccinated. I would tell him to protect the rights of women, that his egregious attack on voting rights is a terrible legacy for a state that should be leading in voting rights and voter access.
Speaking of Governor Kemp's voting rights bill, applauded by Republicans, slammed by Democrats, ending in MLB pulling the All-Star Game from Georgia, a move Abrams was blamed for.
Any company that spoke out against those bills were doing the right thing. I don't agree with pulling the game, but I do agree with disagreeing with and saying that those laws were wrong.
In this long-coming match, Abrams' political rivals continually reminding the public of round one when she refused to concede the election. Abrams says her rivals are just hitting below the belt.
I acknowledged the outcome of the election at the beginning of my speech. I never once challenged the outcome of the elections in the courts. I've only challenged the process.
Now she's challenging Republicans again and says if she wins, she doesn't want to fight against them.
My mission is to serve every Georgian, whether they agree with me or not, and to make sure that they have a government that sees them and is willing to stand with them to get good done.
We also heard from Governor Kemp Thursday, reminding Georgians that he's been leading the state through a pandemic and fighting to keep the economy open.
The other crowd, they wanted to close all that down. They want to defund the police. I've been the one that's out there standing up for our law enforcement and doing something about violent crime in Atlanta and pushing the business community and other political leaders to do the same.
Kemp says he loves the fact that Abrams is running against him again. Abrams says she's ready for the fight.